Welcome to Lippincott's CoursePoint, the only integrated digital course solution to bring together the key elements of learning that all nurses need to be prepared for practice: knowledge acquisition, assessment and remediation, skills mastery, patient-centered learning, and real-world practice in a meaningful way for both students and instructors. Over the next few minutes, you'll learn more about the features, benefits, and capabilities of this exciting new learning and teaching experience for you and your students. Elevate the learning experience. What is Lippincott's CoursePoint? Lippincott CoursePoint is a full course assessment and remediation solution for you and your students. It is powered by our adaptive learning system, PrepU, and the integration of PrepU with digital course and textbook content and with integrated and interactive media resources make for an engaging, effective learning experience. This experience for students more closely mimics how they already study and give them powerful tools to study more effectively, focus their time in more targeted ways, and to understand and apply their course material. And for instructors, you'll see more engaged students, more prepared students. You'll have the ability to know where your students and your classes are struggling, and you'll be able to have a more personalized interaction with each one of your students. The student experience, knowledge acquisition, and adaptive learning. First, let's look at the student experience and walk through the typical learning and study path within Lippincott's CoursePoint. Students take practice quizzes that are adaptive. The quizzes and the content truly adapt to each student's level of understanding, so no student's experience is the same as another's. Utilizing the adaptive learning system, PrepU, students can practice and learn at their own pace, rather than being pushed through the system as quickly as possible. PrepU provides detailed data on patterns of responses that will help inform both teacher practice and students' knowledge of their own understanding. As students quiz and practice, their specific strengths and weaknesses are identified, and they have the opportunity to work toward a higher mastery on those topics where they are struggling, at their own pace. This is a low-stakes environment where students can practice, learn, and improve in a targeted way specific to their level of understanding. Anytime students are in the adaptive learning component of CoursePoint, they can monitor their progress at this "How am I doing?" page, which allows them to continue to quiz independently in the areas where they are weak, instead of spending time with concepts where their level of understanding is already strong. The majority of questions within Lippincott's CoursePoint are NCLEX-style questions, so even though they are course-specific, they are helping to prepare students for the NCLEX from day one, through the style of questions and through the adaptive nature of PrepU. Students have answered over 160 million questions already, a sure sign that students find adaptive learning powered by PrepU an efficient and effective study resource. The student experience, pinpoint remediation. CoursePoint then moves beyond this practice and reporting to provide students with the next steps in studying and remediation. Throughout Lippincott resources, students will find SmartSense linking that provides a wealth of additional information to help the student build their knowledge, identify areas of needed study, and prepare for practice. With thoughtfully integrated SmartSense linking, students have access to digital course content as well as selected materials from Lippincott's Nursing Advisor and Lippincott's Nursing Procedures and Skills, evidence-based point-of-care databases that are currently used in practice. At the moment a student realizes that they need additional information, Lippincott's CoursePoint provides remediation that guides them to trusted content from their course material. Rather than simply showing the student that they missed a concept or question, Lippincott's CoursePoint provides additional material at the point in their learning experience that they need it, and it focuses them towards authoritative content to find out more. Whenever students see a SmartSense link, they know there is a connection to be made to content from their text, to interactive media like videos, animations, or case studies, or sometimes to evidence-based content. This integration of content and adaptive learning activates the learning experience in a way the printed page simply can't. The student experience, digital content. The integrated digital course content is not simply a static ebook. It is a fully integrated solution that includes adaptive learning to provide students with assessment and learning opportunity all in the same place, within Lippincott's CoursePoint. Students and instructors can take notes, highlight, and collaborate in new ways. Instructors can interact with students around the topics they are struggling with using the reporting in PrepU adaptive quizzing. Students can manage and use the content in a variety of ways to build customized study tools, flashcards, and study guides for continuous learning. The student experience, skills mastery. Within the Lippincott's CoursePoint experience, skills mastery learning tools are integrated, such as watch and learn videos, checklists, and practice and learn activities. The integration of this skills content furthers the learning experience in Lippincott's CoursePoint. These resources help to visually explain key concepts and instruct students to apply the course knowledge that they are acquiring. The student experience, patient-centered learning. As students build their knowledge and skills throughout Lippincott's CoursePoint, they can then access computer simulation to continue to apply their understanding of important concepts in a patient-centered environment. Continuing to keep everything at the student's point of learning, instructors have the option to add computer simulation as a fully integrated part of Lippincott's CoursePoint for some courses. Students have access to immersive, interactive, and adaptive simulated patient scenarios that include a variety of learning opportunities for a full simulation experience. Students can learn through suggested readings, assess their knowledge through pre-simulation and post-simulation quizzes, complete documentation activities, and discuss the overall simulation with their class, in addition to the simulation. The actual simulation itself presents the students with an interactive patient scenario where they will interact with the patient and their actions will be measured. At the end of the scenario, whether the student stops along the way or completes the scenario, students will receive a personalized feedback log that represents their individual interactions with the patient. Throughout the simulation, students have remediation using SmartSense links for access to integrated digital content and point-of-care clinical references, again, all in one place within CoursePoint. The student experience, real-world practice. For additional patient-centered practice, instructors can add clinical scenarios with a web-based electronic health record, Lippincott DocuCare. This educational EHR teaches students to think critically about documentation while enabling instructors to measure their progress. This nonlinear EHR solution works well in the classroom, simulation lab, and clinical practice for an ideal transition throughout the curriculum. Students can document within a variety of patient charts that include diverse diagnoses and demographics. Lippincott DocuCare is completely web-based, with an easy-to-use navigation and completely customizable patient records that have integrated content from clinical point-of-care resources through SmartSense linking for an educational documentation solution that will meet the unique needs of your program and give students hands-on learning opportunity to prepare them for practice. Exposure to patient-centered learning and evidence-based practice is a critical component in the circle of preparedness for nursing students. With Lippincott's CoursePoint and Lippincott DocuCare, your students can access real-world practice tools through SmartSense linking that millions of nurses use every day when they need it the most, at the very point of learning to review challenging content and areas from which they would benefit remediating, all in a seamless user experience. This interaction with clinical resources provides students with the competence and confidence they need when entering practice. The instructor experience, assessment. Instructors now have the ability to know, rather than guess, what students are struggling with while there's still time to improve their understanding in class. Using the How's My Class Doing reports, instructors can identify common misconceptions at the class level as well as for individual students, and then tailor instruction to be targeted to what the class or student truly needs to master the course concepts. The instructor experience, personalized instruction. Students vary in knowledge and ability, and they all need different things at different times. This makes it difficult to provide individualized instruction to those students. Lippincott's CoursePoint delivers an individualized learning path, targeted practice, focused remediation, assessment, formative feedback. It's a more intimate, personalized approach. So based on the metrics you receive from your students, you're able to hone in as needed based on your students' performance. Suddenly, although you're only one person, you have direct insight into each of your students' performance. To date, there have been over 160 million questions answered by students in more than 900 programs. It's so successful because it really does work. The benefits. Lippincott's CoursePoint with SmartSense links deepens students' understanding, increases course success, and prepares them for success in practice by integrating knowledge acquisition, assessment and remediation, skills mastery, patient-centered learning, and real-world practice to simulate the types of challenges they will encounter in daily practice. The continual circle of practice, remediation, and assessment provides a formative, personalized, and effective experience to help students increase their understanding of the course material. Higher levels of understanding equal more prepared students. More prepared students are more likely to stay in the course and in the program. CoursePoint is available across the core courses in the nursing curriculum. Elevate the learning experience by integrating Lippincott's CoursePoint in your curriculum today and see better student outcomes in your program and higher NCLEX passing rates from your students. Learn more at thepoint.lww.com/CoursePoint.